Okay, everyone. So we're gonna test out another deck here, just kind of a little teaser for a. I guess we'll keep this. We're on the draw. It's a little slow, but we'll see what we can do here. On the draw here with a Bant Superfriends deck. Like I said, I mentioned in one of the last leagues I played. Unfortunately, in a game that I lost the recording to, our opponent was playing this super sweet Bant deck, and I was just kind of inspired. So this list here is actually based off of a list that I've seen Jeff Hoogland play in the past. So again, credit for this list goes to him. And this is just another, again, just a kind of teaser here. Maybe a preview of, like I said, I definitely said we would be playing a list that would be at least somewhat similar to that at some point in the future. And so just kind of taking it for a spin here, getting a feel for it. Let me know what you think of the list itself, and just let me know if this is something you guys want to see more of, less of in the future, that kind of a thing. This is just the tournament practice room, but I figured, like I said, I was going to be on and testing anyway, so I figured I'd just do kind of like a sneak peek kind of deal here. So I guess we will use this Tribe Elder to find us. I guess an island, so we're going to need to get this Cryptic Command online. Right. Opponent here is an Abzan colors, so a Liliana. Alright. Discards a card. I guess we'll discard this Terminus, because I can't see us using it anytime soon. Siege Rhinoceros. Okay. So our plan is just going to be to Detention Sphere the Liliana here. And if they manage to get like an Abrupt Decay or an Assassin's Trophy on our Detention Sphere, then I guess they got us. Perhaps it would have been best to deploy the basic planes there as well, so we could have kept to the path, but we'll see. We'll see what consequences our actions may have. Okay, so yep, we'll miss out on a little bit of tempo, I guess, or mana advantage. But and again, that just goes to highlight the point that sequencing is very important. So pop that into play, and just pass it back. Keep up the Cryptic Command. And hopefully we can start drawing into some cards that we can use to grind with our opponent here. Ooh, that's a good one. So I see no reason to take 4 here. So just get that guy out of here. This will let them get their Shambling Gun online a little quicker. This list does play 1 Snapcaster Mage that we can use to snap back the path. There are also 3 others in our deck. Okay, so yeah, this is just going to get countered. An Oust. Okay, so that is not going to be a... well, we'll reveal the Terminus, but we'll just get that down. And if we can manage to rip a Jace, we should be in decent shape here, I think. Or even a Nissa. Nissa would start getting us some additional value. Teferi. All right, in comes the vent. Just take a little hit here. Opponent will gain a little bit of life. Not too concerned about that at this point. Alright, so I think we've got a breeding pool here. Nah, I think Hallowed Fountain. I think we have enough green. We don't have any double... Oh, we do have Corsair. Alright, we'll get a breeding pool. Not pay 2. Alright, just make a land drop and pass the turn. So as soon as our opponent put something on the board, be able to take care of it multiple times over here. But as of right now, it's just this little creature land here that's pecking in for damage. We'll start adding up here if we can't find a way to block it or something. So even a Courser would be alright to have here. Something to make our opponent knock it off. Preserve our life total. They probably have a bunch of removal or something stranded in hand if they don't have anything else to add to the board. Okay. Continue to make land drops. So you can see, of course, here where the Oust versus Condemn debate comes into play. Of course, if this was a Condemn as opposed to an Oust, we would be able to deal with this Shambling Vent, but as such, it's giving us a little trouble here. Of course, the upside being that this also deals with mana dorks and utility creatures, of course. So there's the path, and we don't mind our opponent gaining this life here. That's really not a big concern. Again, we are eventually going to draw answers and threats, and when we do, they're going to outclass our opponent's answers and threats, most likely. So not too big of a concern. So in comes the vent, and we'll just go ahead and get that off the table. So this, of course, will also incentivize our opponent to commit something else to the board, where we can just start to hardcast these Termini until we draw something that until we draw a card that does something. So it's another Liliana here. Lingering Souls. Okay. Alright, well, there's a Search for Azcanta. That's a great draw. So we'll get that down. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we'll just take our 2 for 1 here. No sense in letting our opponent get in 2 additional points of damage. We're gonna have to start being as conservative as we can with that. But once we can play and immediately flip this Search for Azcanta, I think we should be in some pretty good shape here. Rather than cast the Terminus, I think I might just oust one of these, because that's such a long clock. Nope, we're gonna take that one. And yes, we'll transform. Opponent might have an Assassin's Trophy, and if they do, good on them. So let's go ahead and first things first. Play out a Courser. Take a look at the top of our deck. Alright, that's a good one. And we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Again, mostly doing that just to drastically reduce their clock. And we'll go ahead and Azcanta on their end step, grab our Teferi. Oh, so they got a path. Okay. So we're going to shuffle that, which is fine. We still have a basic forest and a basic plains in our deck, so there we go. And again, we could have Azcanted in response there, but I think this will be fine. Blocks. Goif, okay. Gideon's as well, huh? Oh, why don't we go for the Teferi? Those on the bottom in any order. And I think we're just gonna wrath the board here. Hold up Azcanta and path. then get ready to deploy our Teferi next turn, because of course we ideally want to get him down on an empty board so he's not just immediately pressured. But I might have an Assassin's Trophy or something. Nothing. Alright. Yeah, I think we're in for a time warp here. It's also our only choice, so we'll have to do. Alright. We will not pay 2 life. We will, however, get this fella on the board here. Start by drawing a card. Alright, so here comes the Assassin's Trophy on the Teferi. Now, I think, so even if we Azcanta here, 1, 2, 3, we won't be able to draw into anything that will be able to protect him, so I guess we'll just get our card. And we have one more basic forest in the deck, so we'll go ahead and grab that. There was the negate. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Okay, so I think we're gonna hold the time warp until we get a Planeswalker in play. So untap this, and untap this. Okay, and our opponent concedes. So, it's like a junk mid-range matchup here, so Blessed Alliance seems like a good draw, a good card to have. Don't really like the Detention Spheres just because they have ways around it. We'll bring in the Tireless Trackers so they can kind of take over the game. Let's see. Mana Leak's okay, but maybe the negates just aren't good enough. Or you know what? Our deck's pretty well set up to just... Our deck's pretty well set up against their game plan. Maybe we don't even bring in these creatures. Yeah, I don't think we need the creatures here. So they do play Lingering Souls. They do have Tarmogoyf. We want the Purge. But even so, I don't think it's the matchup for... I don't think we can really justify bringing in Rest in Peace against them. If we see them playing something else this game, like that new... what is that new? That new tutor, sorry, Mausoleum Secrets. If we see them bring in something like that, then we might have a reason. I think we'll cut Tribe Elder. I want to keep in all the removal we can, and I like the extra negates for Assassin's Trophies and Liliana's. But again, like I mentioned, I think our deck's pretty well set up to deal with what they're trying to do. So this hand doesn't really do anything. It's just very slow. But I always, of course, hate taking a mulligan against the Thoughtseize Inquisition style decks. So I guess we'll just keep it and see how it shakes out. They're not going to kill us quickly. And again, our hand's going to be unrecognizable anyway by the time we start. Interesting they take the Snapcaster, considering we can't. There's not really even any cards in our that can be snapped back. But I mean, I'm sure they have multiple discard spells anyway, so probably doesn't really matter. We'll just grab a Hallowed Fountain with this Flooded Strand. So there goes our Nissa. And again, this is exactly why I didn't want to mulligan, because they're just gonna pick apart our hand, and then we're gonna kind of just struggle with whatever's left at the end. Okay, another Cryptic would be helpful at some point. There's actually really good draws here. So if they dump a Liliana on us, we can just throw this Terminus overboard. And then probably Teferi next, because even if we make all of our land drops, alright, just a Goyf. Not too concerned about a Goyf at this point in the game. Grove, excellent. So we are on track to start crypticking them. We do need to find an answer to the Goyf sooner or later, but the Goyf is only a 3/4, so it's not super threatening right now. So even just a Jace to send that back to the hand would be really powerful here. If they dump like a Scavenging Ooze or another Goyf or a Tireless Tracker or something, okay, oops, there's the Lily. So we're gonna go ahead and dump this Terminus overboard, I think. Because with this setup, we can bounce the Liliana and replay it on a future turn, or counter it when they go to replay it. They only have one card left in hand, so. And of course, on any turn that we top deck a Terminus, it'll be nice. Yeah, there's even a. Alright, so on their upkeep. Well, so here's the thing. We can, if we wait until we can see if they misplay and plus their Lily while they don't have any cards in hand. We could try and deal with it that way, but I don't like that because it requires our opponent to make a, well, we'll see what they do. I guess we'll see what they do, because one way or another, we can't bounce it here, because then they just replay it and tick it up. So it looks like our Teferi's probably gonna get chucked here. All right, so they're not gonna fall for our dastardly deed here. So why don't we get rid of the Teferi? Because as of right now, we don't have the guaranteed land that we'll need to cast it anyway. So we'll take another hit from the Goyf, and it does put a Planeswalker in to grow it a little bit, but we still have a lot. They don't have lightning bolts. They don't have reach of any kind outside of like maybe Collective Brutality. So I'm not too concerned about that. So we're just gonna return this to our opponent's hand and draw a card here. Blue off of green. Excellent. Make another land drop. So a path would be really sweet here. No such luck on that. So we will take a hit from the Goyf. Go down to 7. Okay, so our opponent's not going to give us the satisfaction here, so we're just going to return this to their hand and draw a card. So we just need to dig for an answer, and this negate will allow us to hopefully keep. Oh man. Well, that'll be helpful on the next turn. So. I guess Terminus was an argument there, but I really didn't want to get hit by that Goyf again, especially since they have the Shambling Vent in play. Alright, so there comes the Goyf. Okay, so this is not a Liliana. Or Lingering Souls. So I think we're going to negate that, because we're going to be empty-handed here shortly anyway. So I think we need to take what we can get where we can get it. Ah, no, you know what? That was dumb. We have the Terminus. Completely forgot. Okay, so the Oust here. I guess we'll Oust over Terminus for the time being. Just keeping the board clear. I mean, we wouldn't have been able to hold up the negate after the Terminus anyway, but now I guess our Terminus just goes away because they're gonna. Oh, Dark Confidant. Okay. So hopefully they don't play out the Liliana, but it looks like they're going to. The way they're tapping their mana. Okay, the souls. Perfect. So no, they have Lily and Goyf in hand, and there's the answer we need. Okay, for the Chandler gun. So let me do a quick little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we spend 2 mana, get rid of this. We have 1 left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that looks like our play here. So we'll waste this. Grab a basic Plains, and then hardcast this Terminus. Opponent does have a lingering Souls in the graveyard yet. Liliana Goyf in hand. So we're definitely far from out of the woods here. We definitely need one of our card advantage engines. They have succeeded in emptying our hand. Siege Rhino. Okay. It's a good draw for them. Okay, so Tribe Elder. Tribe Elder's not going to do it, I guess, because, well, I guess it puts us to 1. So, technically still alive. Although they can just play their Lily and make us sacrifice it, but we'll see if they can find the line there. As is so often the case with these kind of decks, being at 1 life is not dead. So it looks like they're not messing around here. So. Okay. Alright, so they got us on that one. Don't think there's anything I'm going to want to change. Okay, so notably we do have the Detention Spheres out of the deck. Maybe they're just better than the negates. Maybe they're just better than the negates. Yeah, let's swap those back around. Because at the very least it forces them to have the Abrupt Decay or whatever. Alright, so I think this hand's just a little too slow. This hand is not great, but it at least interacts a little bit. So I guess we'll keep it. I don't really want to go down another card here. Alright, that one's that one's gonna stay right on the top. So don't let me crack this Misty Rainforest. Whatever you do, don't let me do it. We want to draw our island. Okay. So I guess this Rainforest is slated to grab us a Hallowed Fountain here, of course. Get us on colors. Let's cast our spells. So it looks like our opponent's hand this game is maybe the opposite of the one they had last game, where they had a whole bunch of removal and everything. Okay, this might be great. If they kept this hand on the strength of Liliana, we might be able to get him with this Logic Knot. Hallowed Fountain. Excellent. Alright, so things are lining up pretty nicely here for us. We drew out of that mulligan pretty well, and now we're in a great spot. So they play Temple Garden and Shock, so it's not a Liliana, it's a Lingering Souls. I think that's okay. We can take some pain here until we get to the Terminus mana. We also have the Detention Sphere. Okay. Again, the Goyf's not even too threatening at this point. However, we could really use another fetch land here just to put another land into our graveyard for this Logic Knot. Okay, so there's a Gideon. So I like the Gideon. That'll encourage our opponent to add some more beef to the table here. Plus on this Goyf here. And if they do Assassin's Trophy it, well, it'll help us get a land here to just kind of keep our game plan rolling. Looks like they might have one. But to be honest, on this board state, I would much rather this Gideon get destroyed than our Detention Sphere. So now they go for the Lily. Maelstrom Pulse, okay. We still blunt the attack on their Tarmogoyf for the turn. Ideally, they will flash back the Lingering Souls. We're really kind of getting choked on lands at this point. Okay, perfect. So we're definitely going to be looking to path the Goyf on their turn. And I'd really like to be able to nab all of these Lingering Souls with the Detention Sphere if possible, so I think we'll just hold off for now. And it might just be that we get to 6 mana and get to use the Terminus instead. Okay, so there's an Inquisition. So our hand's fairly redundant though, so we'll just let them take whatever they want to take. I imagine they take the Logic Knot. Just because at this point it's kind of a universal answer. Okay, so they go for the Sphere. So it looks like they're on the Lingering Souls plan. Alright, so in come the Dorks. Go ahead and just get that Goyf out of here. I'm going to play with our life total for just a little bit longer here, I think. Like I said, we're really close to this Terminus. Okay, so there's the flashback on the Lingering Souls. We'll fetch a Breeding Pool here just to start getting us into green. No, and a Terminus off the top would be really cool, but no such luck. So taking a hit here for 4 is a little painful, but again, we're pretty close to getting our Terminus online. And if I really want to, I could I can snap and then path our own Snapcaster in order to guarantee that we have Terminus, which I might do. Yeah, I think we're going to do that, especially if they play a creature here. Okay, they don't. Now it is possible that they kill our own Snapcaster in response to this. which I guess is the downside to this line, but it could. Okay, yes, perfect. So we'll go ahead and get an island. Alright, so there's a second Gideon. So here comes the Terminus. And now we still have all these resources that we can begin deploying next turn. Maybe I should have got another white source. There's a Siege Rhino. Okay. And the Lily. Okay, so that's a little painful. So let's see, what do we want to get rid of here? I think we're going to get rid of the Logic Knot. An Opt. So let's Opt first. Corsair. I think we're going to bottom the Corsair. A Flood Strand. Okay. So I think we will play out the Flooded Strand. We don't have a Plains in here, do we? No. Okay. So we'll play out the Flooded Strand. Play out the Gideon. And plus on the Siege Rhino. And then when they uptick with Liliana next turn, we will fetch our Plains and path the Siege Rhino. Second Siege Rhino? Knight of the Autumn, okay. Alright. This looks like they'll get another beater here. I'm not too concerned about that right this second. So they didn't plus their Lily either, so they really want their last card, I guess. Our one Snapcaster is gone, so we will not have an answer to this Knight. Field of Ruin. Okay, so for the time being, we're just going to have to uptick on the Knight. I wonder what their last card could be. I imagine it has to be another threat. But anything that keeps their Liliana down for a turn is fine with me. Okay, it is indeed an Assassin's Trophy. Guess we'll get a Forest here. Okay, second Knight. So we're gonna need some good draws here. Terminus into Colonnade would be nice. Well, Colonnade even might be a little too slow. But we're going to need something that deals with both of these creatures, or else we're not going to be able to win. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Okay, so yep. So Teferi doesn't do it. Neither does Purge. So I guess that's the end of the line here. Again, we struggled on lands for a bit in the beginning. I think our keep was decent though. But So alternatively, if we would have kept the Teferi, I mean, we just either draw a card, which would have been Celestial Purge, or we just, you know, blow one of these away, but then they just kill us with the other one, so not too much going on here, unfortunately. And there's a Collective Brutality, so we'll go ahead and just give our opponent the satisfaction, I guess. But I think overall, again, our deck is suited pretty well to fighting against these type of strategies. And it was a close game. And again, didn't really do a deck for this, but the deck list will be in the details section. And again, it is also on Jeff Hoogland's website. And he has played it in the past, so he does have some coverage of this deck. It is his deck. Again, giving him, I want to make sure he gets the credit for this. But I'm still on the lookout for a deck list for the deck that was in the league, or the match that was lost in our last league. This deck featured, again, it was similar to this. It had Eternal Witness, and it had Nexus of Fate. I looked for it briefly, but didn't see anything before I threw this together. So if anyone finds that deck list, send it my way, and we will definitely run that through leagues. That deck seems super sweet. So, all right, thanks for watching, everyone.